Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the EnGenius ENH500-AX outdoor wireless bridge. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So I think the easiest way to understand how a wireless bridge works is to think of it as a very long Ethernet cable. So I have this little Ethernet cable here. Imagine if this cable was 500 feet long. You could plug one end into a switch, the other end you could plug into a computer or maybe a printer. The wireless bridge is similar in that aspect. It's just that instead of sending the signal over Ethernet, you're sending it over the air. So this could connect to a switch, this could connect to a printer, this could connect to a switch, this could also connect to a switch. And then you could connect other computers up to this. So let's get this unboxed and then we'll go over setting it up. Okay, so here we have the wireless equipment, and this is IP55 waterproof rated. Let's look at the back side here. So this has two keyholes for hanging it on some screws. It also has this kind of notch in here, a little slot so you could clamp this to a antenna mount. Now in order for this to work, you want line of sight between your two devices, so they should be able to see each other, at least wirelessly, and directed towards each other. Here we have a screw guide. This comes with a PoE injector. This is the EnGenius EPA5006GR, and I think they recommend to use this specific injector. Here we have some, looks like some foam pads and some plugs, power cord, here's a hose clamp, and some screws. So the wires come in the bottom here, so let me open this up. I'll just pull this tab back and slide it open. So here we have main LAN, secondary, reset. And it has plugs to plug in the holes you're not using on this. Let's get this connected up. So power will plug into here. So many people probably already know this, but some people may not. So this is powered with power over Ethernet. If we look at the injector here, it has a PoE and a LAN port. So you want to connect the LAN to network hardware like your switch or router. PoE here will connect up to the equipment. So that cord might be 30, 40, 50 feet. And that Ethernet cable will send the power and the Ethernet over one cable. So you can have this on the outside of your building with just one cable going to it, doing your network and power. It makes for a very clean installation. So the other box is similar to this. So I'm going to get it unboxed and then I'll plug things in and we'll get it configured. Okay, so I have the hardware set up here, and I find it's best to set up bridges on a bench or something before you install them so you're not up on the ladder messing with things. You can get everything configured and then go deploy it. So it's a little tricky to follow this right now, but I have a network wire going here to the PoE injector from my switch, and then the other network cable is going into this equipment. So this will be the local side, this will be the remote side. This has an Ethernet cable going out into the injector, and the other end is going into a laptop. So I'm going to go to my iPad. I'll go to the App Store and search for the EnWi-Fi app. So I'll open it. It says please connect to the EnGenius Management SSID. So I'm going to plug in this access point here, so this will power up. I'm going to go into the settings on my iPad. I'm going to watch for the EnGenius Management Wi-Fi access point. Okay, I swapped one of these cables out. Something was wrong with it, but it seems to be working now. So I'm going to select this EnManagement access point. I'll enter in the password. Default is 12345678. I'll go back to the EnWi-Fi app, and here we can see the device. I'll tap on it. It says please update your firmware first for using the EnWi-Fi to set up configuration. It says you can refer to the standalone configuration in the quick stall guide for firmware upgrade. Okay, so I'm over here at my computer, and I typed in the IP address that was shown on the app, which on my system was 192.168.7.61. On your system will likely be something different. So I'll log in with the username and password. The default is admin and admin. So I need to update the firmware, so I'll go down to firmware on the left. Then in another tab here, I searched online for the firmware for the ENH500-AX. You can also go to this URL at the top. So I'll hit the little download icon. So I'll go back to the admin page. I'll say choose file, and I'll choose that firmware. I'll say upload, and I'll hit upload. It says verify firmware. I'll hit proceed. And now it's updating it. So I will likely need to do this with the other access point too. So I'll get it plugged in so I can do that. Okay, so that is completed. I'll log back in. I'll go to firmware. And we can see we have the latest firmware now. So I'm going to update the firmware on the other access point, and then we'll head back into the app. Okay, so I'm back at the app now. I can tap on the first access point here. I can go to configurations, and we can look at the configuration here. Now this I'm pretty much going to leave as default. except I'll scroll down here. So for the access point here, we have the SSID. So I'll change the SSID. I'll call this EnGenius B for bridge. I'll give it a password. Now this only operates on 5 GHz, so I'll leave that as default. So that's the configuration for the access point. I'll go up here to network, and you can change this here to static IP address. And then if we go to system, I want to change the time zone to central. I'll hit done, and then I'll hit apply. Okay, so now I'll go to the other access point, and now I'm seeing it on here because these are both plugged into my network switch. When I updated the firmware, I plugged the remote access point into the switch and I've left it plugged in. You could also log into that management radio of the second device. So I'll tap on this, I'll go to configurations. First thing I'll do is I'll change that time zone. So I'll change that to central. Then I'll go back to wireless, and then for operation mode, I'm going to choose station. So I'll hit done here, and then for SSID, I'll tap on that. So this is giving me a list of access points. The other one might still be setting up, so I'm just going to go in here and manually set it up. So I'll hit save here, and then I'll hit apply. Okay, so now we have the access point in the station, or the local and remote equipment set up. So I'll tap on the first one, and here we can see the status. It says operation mode access point. If I go back and go to the second one, we see it says station. We can see the signal also says strong. So let's head over to the computer that's connected up to the station with Ethernet and see if we can access the internet from it. So I have a terminal here. I'll type ping and I'll type the IP address of my network router. And we can see I can ping that. Now let's go to a web browser. This is a speed test on a server on my network. So on this computer, we're going to the EnGenius station that's connected to the network wirelessly to the EnGenius access point, which is connected to gigabit Ethernet to a server which runs this software. So this is just testing the speed on my LAN over that wireless link. So let's hit start here. Okay, so we're getting around near gigabit speeds almost, maybe around 900 megabits per second. It's kind of jumping up and down. Now it's around 850. So still very good speeds. For download, let's see what we get for upload. And upload, we're getting about the same, about 850, 900 megabits per second. So very good speed out of this. Now, these are 1.5 feet from each other. So this is not how you would use these. If you had them this close, you would just use an Ethernet cable. So I'm going to set these up at a further distance, and then we'll do this test again. Okay, so here I have one of the access points. I have this temporarily set up on a tripod. At the other end, I have a similar setup, and it's around 230 feet away. It's also at a lower elevation. Now this one is pointed straight. The other one I tilted up at a very slight angle. At that distance, a little angle could add up to a lot. But I didn't spend a lot of time aiming this, and I don't know how far off it is. But let's do a speed test. So these are both connected up to laptops. Now these are off the internet right now, so they have static IP addresses. So these two laptops are only connected with this wireless bridge. So the other laptop is running the speed test software. So I'll start it up here. Okay, so as you can see here, we got 835 download and 854 upload. So I think that was very good performance out of this, especially since I didn't really spend a lot of time aiming it. I just kind of pointed it in the general direction. And that's actually very similar to the results I had on my bench test. And some people might think the bench test would be the absolute best performance you're going to get, but in some ways it's like the two devices are yelling at each other. They're so close. So that's not necessarily the best setup to have them that close. But this seems to be working very well, as you can see from those numbers. Now, if it's going to work well enough for what you want to do with it, depends on your application. So that was the EnGenius ENH500-AX Wi-Fi bridge. So if you have multiple buildings that you need to pass internet between, I think this is a great option. These were very easy to set up, very easy to configure. This can be a much more budget-friendly option as opposed to trenching and running fiber or Ethernet. So this could work well for going between corporate buildings, or you could use this in a residential setting to go between, say, a house and a pool house, or a house and a shed, a house and a garage, or maybe even a house and a barn. Then once you get to that remote location, you can tap off of the Ethernet on the PoE injector and plug that into a switch, an access point, or whatever other equipment you have at the remote end. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.